Hi, my friends, and welcome to Storytime for the week of June 13th, 2021. I'm Miss April, the youth librarian at Janaden Hutton Public Library, and today we're going to talk about bumblebees. Yeah, bumblebees. And we're going to make this cute little craft. I have a story for you, an actual non-fiction, a true book for you about bumblebees and our two spring songs. So how about we get started with Hello Springtime. Hello springtime, hello springtime, hello springtime, we're glad springtime is here. Hello flowers, hello flowers, hello flowers, we're glad springtime is here. Grass. Hello green grass, hello green grass, hello green grass, we're glad springtime is here. Hello birdies, hello birdies, hello birdies, we're glad springtime is here. And it's still springtime. It's the last full week of spring. Yes, it is. Summer begins next week, and summer reading begins in about 2 weeks at our library. On Friday the 18th, we have sign-ups at the Janaden Hutton Town Square from 4 to 8 p.m. And then the entire following week here in the library. So hopefully, if you're watching at home, you'll come on by and sign up for the summer reading program. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. Come on in. All right, are you ready to read our story? Bumblebees by Emily K. Green. Bumblebees. All right, what is a bumblebee? Bumblebees are insects. Most bumblebees are black and yellow. Excuse me today. Fuzzy hair covers a bumblebee's body. Fuzzy. A bumblebee has 2 antennas. They use their antennas to smell. Yeah. A bumblebee has 4 wings. The front wings are large. The rear wings are small. Female bumblebees have a stinger, but they only sting people when they are in danger. So if you step on one, you might get stung, but typically not by a bumblebee. Bumblebees live in a group called a colony. Every colony has a queen. Most queens are bigger than other bumblebees. Do you see the queen over here? The queen builds a nest for the colony. Most bumblebee nests are on the ground. Some bumblebee nests are in tall grass. That's where they live. There's their little babies down in there. Bumblebees leave the nest to look for flowers. Bumblebees drink nectar from the flowers. A bumblebee drinks with a long tongue. There's its tongue. It's like a straw for the bumblebee. Bumblebees collect flower dust called pollen. Pollen sticks to the bumblebee's hairs. Bumblebees carry pollen from flower to flower. Flowers need pollen to make seeds. Look at the pollen all over its legs. Bumblebees also carry nectar and pollen back to their nests. Bumblebees use nectar to make honey. Bumblebees collect nectar and pollen all day long. You can watch busy bumblebees on summer days. Just remember, don't bother them, because they won't bother you if you don't. There we go. It's our book about bumblebees. They're my favorite bee, mostly because they're so nice. They just do their thing. They hop from flower to flower. They never bother you as long as you don't accidentally step on one of them. They don't come over and just sting you for the fun of it at all. They are kind of big and might be scary because of their size, because they're a very large bee, but they're a very friendly bee. They'll just keep doing what they're doing if you leave them alone. All right. Ready to sing our second spring song called Flower Garden? The farmer plants the seeds. The farmer plants the seeds. Hi-ho and cheerio, the farmer plants the seeds. Do you remember what happens next? The sun begins to shine. The sun begins to shine. Hi-ho and cheerio, the sun begins to shine. The rain. The rain begins to fall. The rain begins to fall. Hi-ho and cheerio, the rain begins to fall. And then the flowers grow. Yeah, the flowers start to grow. The flowers start to grow. Hi-ho and cheerio, the flowers start to grow. Really good job. I hope you're singing along with me. You're ready to make our bumblebee? Are you? All right, let me show you what I have. The supplies I need. I'll put our little bumblebee back here so you can stare at her. I guess it's a hem, so we don't have a stinger. It's a hem bumblebee. I have a toilet paper tube. I have some yellow paper, some black construction paper. I have a little marker. I have a pink marker for the little rosy cheeks. Do you see the rosy cheeks? Yep. I have a glue stick. I have a pencil, which we'll use for measuring how long our paper needs to be. I have scissors to cut the paper. I have white paper for the wings. I have about half a pipe cleaner that we're going to use to make antenna with. And regular glue to glue these onto the toilet tube with, because glue stick just won't cut it. And then I also brought a little bit of tape with me because I don't have as long as you do at home for this to dry, so I will reinforce the glue for the antenna with some tape. All right, I'm going to move my camera, I'm going to move myself, and then we're going to get started on our craft. Okay, let's see. I got to fold my camera down just a little. Pardon me. Alrighty, so I'm going to start with my yellow paper. And I'm not going to actually measure the toilet tube. Toilet paper tube. I'm just going to put it on my paper, right at the edge, and I'm going to mark it with a pencil marking. And then I'm going to go down a little further and do the same thing. And again. Right on the edge. And then one final time near the bottom. And can you see that? I have those little dots down my paper. I'm going to use that as a guide to cut with. I'm just going to cut and follow those dots. And I should have the width of my toilet paper tube. Then, just going to give it a brief roll. I'm not going to glue it yet. To see how long I need my paper to be. And I do want it to overlap just a little bit, so. There we go. And I can get rid of that as well. Okay. Now, that's going to be perfect. Yep. I'm going to trim off just a tiny bit because my little quarter sheet here was a little bit more than a quarter sheet. It's just a little bit longer. I don't want it to be too long. Now I'm going to make 3 sort of thin strips on the black paper. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm done with my black paper as well. And now I'm ready to glue. Okay, here's my glue stick. And I'm going to use this as no, I'm not going to use this. I need this for my wings. I'm going to use the back of my lesson plan. Because I forgot to grab a scrap sheet today. All right, I'm going to go just a little under halfway. Put my stripe. Do you see that? Just about halfway. And then another one. Didn't get the edge of that one. And finally, a third one. Go. There we go. And I think it will be easier for me if I draw my face on here instead of on the toilet tube. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just around halfway through it. Let's see. And I'm going to put that up there so that I can see how wide to draw the face. I'm sorry that blocks your view a little bit, but I don't want to draw it too wide. I'm going to give it little eyes, and a little happy mouth. And take that away now. Give it some eyelashes. And I'm done with my marker. Here's my little happy face. Give it some rosy cheeks. There we go. It looks so silly on just the flat paper. And now it's time to glue it on our toilet tube. So I'm going to take my glue stick and put it all over this paper, especially getting the edges really well. Get those edges really, really well. Then it's time to roll our bumblebee. Put the paper on the tube. Try to be as straight edged as we can be. There we go. There's our bumblebee tube. So cute. Now it's time to make wings. And my wings, what I do for the wings, even though we know that bumblebees have 4 separate wings, we're just going to draw what we think the wings might look like after we fold our paper in half, and then we only have to cut 1 time. I have my pencil for that. All right. I'm going to draw some wings going up, and then some wings going down. All right, now don't worry about that cross in there. It just makes it easier for me when I'm drawing. And I'm going to cut out on the outside lines. Maybe I'll go ahead and erase that middle. You will never see it though, even if you don't erase it, because that's where you put your glue. My wings out, and we'll be very careful on the inside, so we don't want to cut through the V. So it's just about 1/4 of a sheet of regular white paper. Don't need those scraps. And look at my wings. As soon as I can open them. There they are, my little bumblebee wings. I can put some glue right there in the middle. And put them on my bee. Ta-da! One more thing for our sweet bumblebee antenna. Antenna is all we need. Actually, I'm going to move those wings up a little because my bumblebee won't sit on the table with the wings so low. Okay, now to make the antenna, I just take my half of a pipe cleaner and I bend it in half, and then I'm going to just ball up the ends just a little bit. Ball them up just a little, and that's it. I put a little glue on this with the actual glue. Use this so I don't make a mess on my table. Put some glue, good dot of it on the bent tip. Do you see the glue? And then I'm just going to put them right there on my bee. that's our craft for today. I am going to need a piece of tape. If you're at home, you can hold this while your glue dries just a little bit. But I can't do that here while I'm showing it to you and talking to you. So put a little piece of tape in there with it, and that'll hold it until my glue dries. There's my bee. My sweet little bumblebee. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're making the craft at home, I would love to see it. You can send me a picture at my email, which is april@janadenlibrary.org, or you could bring it by the library and I could see it in person, or you could post it to our Facebook page. Just search for Janaden Hutton Public Library on Facebook. We're the only one in the world. And I hope you'll join me again next week. If you need craft materials to do the crafts at home, call me at 740-254-9224 and I will get a craft bag ready for you to take home to do your craft there. Or if you'd like, since the library is now fully open again, you can come on in and I'll help you make the craft here. I hope to see you soon. I will see you next week, right back here to have another story and a couple of songs and a brand new craft. And we're gonna talk about summer. I'll see you then.